Good morning. Today we are going to solve some questions on the topic electric charges. Question: does the charge given to a metallic sphere depend on whether it is hollow or solid? Give reason for your answer. To do this, we should know what happens if a conductor have excess charge. So all the excess charge of a conductor always resides on the surface. Suppose if there is a conductor of cuboid shape, then all the excess charge of the cuboid will reside on its surface. There will be no charge in between. So if there is a metallic sphere and it is a solid sphere, then all the charges of this sphere will also be located at its surface and there will be no charge inside the sphere. Or if it is a hollow sphere, then also all the excess charges will reside on the surface. So it doesn't matter if the metallic sphere is hollow or solid, all the charges will always reside on the surface. Next question we have: two insulated charged copper spheres A and B of identical size have charges Qa and -3Qa respectively. When they are brought in contact with each other and separated, what are the new charges on them? We have two spheres A and B. Now sphere A is having charge Qa and sphere B is having charge -3Qa. When both of these spheres are brought in contact with each other, there will be a transfer of charge. Now that transfer of charge will be such that both of these spheres will have equal amount of charge. So let's calculate what is the total amount of charge that both of them have combinedly. So total charge will be Qa plus -3Qa. So the total charge on both the spheres will be equal to -2Qa. So the total charge on both the spheres will be equal to -2Qa. This total charge will be divided between the two spheres. That means the charge on each sphere will be -2Qa upon 2. So the charge will be -Qa for each sphere. That means after separating the two spheres, there will be -Qa charge on sphere A and -Qa charge on sphere B. Next question we have: two insulated charged copper spheres A and B of identical size have charges Qa and Qb respectively. We have two spheres A and B and they are having charges Qa on sphere A and Qb on sphere B. Now there is a third, the charge on this sphere currently is 0. This uncharged sphere C is brought in contact with the first sphere and then in contact with the second and finally removed from both. And we have to find the new charges on sphere A and sphere B. So first, when the sphere C is contacted with the sphere A, the total charge on both the spheres combined will be Qa. So this Qa charge will be distributed for both the charges. That means each sphere A will get a charge of Qa by 2 and sphere C will get a charge of Qa by 2. Now this sphere C of having charge QA by 2 made contacted with sphere B, means sphere C having charge QA upon 2 is made contact with sphere B with charge QB. Now the total charge for both these spheres will be QA by 2 plus QB, that is equals to QA plus 2QB upon 2. Now this total charge will be distributed between the two spheres, sphere B and C. That means now the charge on sphere B will be QA plus 2QB upon 2 into 2 dividing by 2. This becomes QA plus 2QB upon 4 is the charge on sphere B. Next question, we have two metallic spheres A and B kept in on insulating stand are in contact with each other. These two spheres are in contact with each other and a charged rod P is brought near sphere A. This is charge rod P is brought near the sphere A and this rod is charged with positively. The two spheres are separated from each other and the rod P is removed. What will be the nature of charges on sphere A and B? So as this positively charged rod is brought near this sphere A, all the negative charge will be attracted towards the end near to the rod and all the positive charge will be repelled from the rod and will be accumulated near the other end of sphere B. Now when these two spheres will be separated, the sphere A will have excess negative charge and sphere B will have excess positive charge. So after the rod is removed, this sphere A will be negatively charged and sphere B will be positively charged. A metal sphere is kept on an insulating stand. A negatively charged rod is brought near it. So as this negatively charged rod comes near this sphere, all the positively charge in this sphere will be attracted towards this rod. And then the sphere is Earth. After that the sphere is connected to Earth. So the negative charge from this side of the sphere all will go to Earth and the sphere will remain with only negative charge in it. Next question we have, predict the nature of electrostatic force between 2 point charges q1 and q2 if q1 plus q2 is greater than 0, first case, and second case q1 and q1 plus q2 is less than 0. For first case q1 plus q2 greater than 0, this is possible if both are positively charged, both these charges are po positive, that means the force between them would be repulsive. But if either one of q1 or q2 is negative but is also greater than the other charge, if q1 is negative and q2 is positive but q2 is of greater value, then also the sum will be greater than 0 and the nature of force will be attractive. For case B, we have q1 plus q2 less than 0. Now this is possible if both of the charges are negative, and if both of the charges are negative, then the force between them would be repulsive. Also this case can be true if one of them is positive and other one is negative. Suppose q1 is positive plus q2 is negative but q2 is greater than q1, then also the sum will be less than 0, and in that case the force should be attractive. Next question we have: polythene piece is rubbed with wool and is found to have a negative charge of 3 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 coulombs. First part: estimate the number of electrons transferred. Now we know that from quantization, the total charge on any object is equal to the number of electrons multiplied by charge on one electron. Here we have to find the number of electrons, so we can modify this equation as N is equals to Q upon E. Now the charge accumulated on the polythene is 3 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 coulombs, and E is the charge on one electron, that is equals to 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb. Solving this we get 1.87 into 10 raised to the power 12. So this is the amount of electrons those are transferred in the process. Second part: which object loses electrons and which gains? Since the polythene has gained negative charge, that means it is in excess of electron. That means the electrons have traveled from wool to polythene. Third, is there a transfer of mass from wool to polythene? Yes, there is a transfer of mass from wool to polythene because electrons have a finite mass, and that mass is transferred with it. So when the electrons are transferred from wool to polythene, that mass is also transferred.